Here with Mario Mims, aka Yo Gotti, the CEO of CMG Records. Happy holidays, man. I appreciate the time.
Likewise.
Thank you, man, for allowing us into one of your many homes around the world. I don't want to get a location, right? One of your many homes around the world, man. So all the success, man. You know, you're CEO of a record label. Do you feel it? Like it's 2023 as we move into 2024. How you feeling?
I mean, I feel good. I feel good about it. You know, I'm trying more and more to take it in the moment. You know, that been one of my hardest challenges, I think, being a hustler.
Yeah.
Because you're always trying to get to the next level. You're always trying to overdo what you've done before. You're always trying to keep what you built on track, or, you know, to scale it to a bigger magnitude. So sometimes you don't get to feel it, you know what I mean, and enjoy it and live with it in the moment. So that's been one of my challenges that, you know, I look back at pictures and I look back at videos years later and realize they're like, oh, that was a dope accomplishment. That was a dope moment. But in the time, it was just another thing.
Yeah, you was just doing it in the middle of it. Yeah.
It was just another thing that I knew we had to knock down to keep going.
Yeah. You know, you come well regarded, man. I mean, Sean Jay-Z Carter speaks very highly of you, right? I mean, Steve Stout speaks very highly of you.
Yeah.
You know, I can't find a person that says anything bad about Yo Gotti, and they always say how smart you are, how focused you are, and a lot to get into about your business personality and all of that. But I also want to start here, right? Because in 2004, you said something interesting, and I'm gonna read it. You said rap is 90% business, 10% talent. Yeah. We got talent, and the business is about staying around for a long time, working hard. That's what I came to do. That was back in 2004. Yeah. Here we are going into 2024. That's 20 years ago.
20 years
As you
ago.
sit here 20 years ago and you hear those words that you said in 2004, I mean, now you can feel it, right? You can say, God, look, we're in your crib, man. Look at this. This is amazing.
Yeah, no, it's amazing.
Does it feel like 20 years?
Nah, it don't feel like 20 years. Again, like when you actively in it and you're not taking breaks and you know, I don't really take vacations. I don't like everything is, even when you see me out the country, I'm still working on something. I'm still doing something. I'm making the trip multi-purpose. You know what I'm saying? So I'm never, and when I say vacation, meaning like mentally, meaning where I put the phones away. I'm not taking calls. I'm not looking at emails. It never happened since I started hustling. Yeah.
That's why you got to take a cruise, right? I love cruises because
I took a cruise once, but
no Wi-Fi though.
Oh, you can buy a package.
I know you can, but that's the
you can buy a Wi-Fi package. Nah, I was on the laptop checking in on the business.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
You gotta sit back and relax.
Yeah, I only been on one cruise. It was dope. I went on the Disney cruise with my kids.
Nice. I want to do that Disney cruise. I did the Royal Caribbean, but you know, it was to the Bahamas. It was nice. No Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I had Wi-Fi now.
I know you did. I know you did. Yeah, I know you did. When you think about, you know, all the things, again, 20 years ago, you said those words. It's fair to say you've reached your business objectives, right? Again, beautiful crib, right? I see a studio, right? You got a table right here, right? Yeah. And so you're so hardworking, but again, the thing that you hear about you the most is how smart you are. How do you process information? Because even when you called me that Saturday, and I'm gonna tell you about that dude, it was I was like, man, this dude does his due diligence. Yeah. I was impressed. Yeah. Even at that call, right? I'm at a restaurant in New York and I'm talking to you. I'm like, man, and you're asking all the questions, but I noticed you was silent every time I was talking. How do you process information?
I think information is the most valuable thing we can consume. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's never enough information. It could be wrong information, but it's never enough information, meaning you can take it in from any place, any form, any walk of life, any race, male, female, anything. I take in information from anybody. There's nobody too small or too big that I can't get information from. Yeah. And then it's up to me to cipher through that information to see what's good for me to hold on to, what's good for me to use and apply to something that I'm doing. So I think everything is information. My whole life, since I was a kid, I remember sitting in the barbershop and just listening to people talk, you know. And I still like to be in the barbershop longer because that's where a lot of talking was happening at.
Oh,
You,
geez,
you know what I'm
coming
saying?
over,
So,
they teach you.
and our barbershop was like around a lot of my hood that I grew up in. So, you know, I learned a lot of information just sitting there waiting to get my her cut in the barbershop. I learned a lot of information sitting around my bigger, older brothers, my mamas, you know, the guys they was dating, just listening. You know, so I think I learned that early as a child, and I want, you know, just listening when people thought I wasn't listening.
Yeah, that's what your mom said. She said you
Yeah.
would sit around, listen to the adults talk, and just
Yeah.
kind of process the information.
And I remember I was, if I didn't know what the word mean, I would remember it till I got to where I can jot a word down. And it was like my own dictionary, right? I would have like a list of words that I had to find the meaning for.
Yeah,
Something that I may heard somebody say that I didn't know what it mean. Or I had to hear that word used in a sentence again, or I had to actually look it up to see like what they meant by that.
yeah,
I used to do that since I was a child.
yeah. Why? Why'd you do that?
I just wanted to know.
The information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to know the information. And I believe that, like, you know, some people say that, you know, experience is the best learning lesson. In some cases, you know what I'm saying? But I don't think, like, I do think you could learn from other people's mistakes. So I think that I believe in prevention. So if I learn from your mistakes, I don't have to bump my head to learn it. I can learn. You already bump your head. I don't got to bump mine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's a lot of information too.
I done bumped my head a lot of times, God. I ain't got no hair left,
Yeah,
man.
I'm
That's
not saying that I didn't. I bumped mine. I bumped mine too. You get what I'm saying? But I'm saying if we can prevent
Yeah.
ourselves from doing it, we should. You know, that's part I feel like what I do with some of the artists I work with. You know, they should never bump their head the way I did, because I'm giving you the information that I done wrong already. So why would you go do it the exact same way and bump yours after I already told you it hurt?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What's it like running a record label here in 2023? Because the music industry has changed. I mean, listen, I remember when I first discovered you. No disrespect, guy. LimeWire, Napster was still kind of flowing, and I was getting it right. But I mean, what's it like today in 2023 when so much has changed? Streaming. You always hear artists complaining about what that's like, but you found a way. You pivoted, and here you are. What's it like in 2023 running a music label?
I think that's the value of being a hustler is adapting to change, or being ahead of the curve. I do think that the music business is approached differently than, you know, how when I was first in and then coming up. But you just gotta adapt. You gotta adapt. You gotta understand. You know, for me, each artist I ever work with is his own thing. You know what I'm saying? Like no two people the same. You got to know what motivate that person, what that person's strengths and weaknesses are, fears are, what gets them up and keep them going, what'll pull them down. You know what I mean? And as a mentor, I feel like that's what I am to them more than anything, is like a big brother or a mentor, and I got to help them accelerate those strengths and stay away from those things that demotivate them and make them feel like, you know, they can't be the biggest artist in the world, because as an artist, I think confidence is your superpowers. And I think if you ever lose your confidence, it's over.
Yeah.
So how do you push your artist without killing their confidence? That's the art, I think.
How do you do it?
I think that's my own little trick.
Well, I mean, listen, man,
Yeah.
take me back to that young Mario Mims, right? Again, I was talking to your mom, and wonderful, wonderful woman, man.
Yeah,
and
she
she
the
was
greatest.
smiling, and we were reminiscing about the feli suits, you know, how I used to come fresh. But she had a story about how she, you know, she was always working, right? And then when she left her life and then she went to work at a store, and she would come home and she would be expecting y'all to be doing your homework, right?
Yeah.
But here you are upstairs, and she was thinking you was doing homework, but here you are writing all these papers and jotting down, right? Take me back to that room where all that paper was on the floor and you was writing, and that young Mario Mims was just discovering his craft. What were you doing?
Well, I was in love with hip hop, you know, and I was trying to figure out how to critique my craft to be, you know, something that was special, that would cut through in the world where so many people was doing it. What was gonna make me different than everybody else that was doing it at my high school, or you know, even just in my neighborhood? Like, what's gonna make me be special than the thousands of people that I was seeing that was trying to do it? Cause I used to be in school and they had what they call not battle rap, because we didn't battle rap where we from, but everybody rapped. I wouldn't consider battle rap because we weren't talking about each other, how they do that.
Just a little
on
crowd.
the East Coast. Yeah, but like where you kind of like in who got the best flow.
Yeah.
So, and there was a lot of guys in my school I thought had better flows, you know what I'm saying? So, and I had to be like trying to figure out how to come up with different flows so I'd be ready when we go back in the lunchroom. You know,
Freestyles.
but yeah, but even before that, but that was just a thing. But before that, I feel like my mom and my aunties put the value of nice things and luxury things in my mindset because they had them. You know, like you said, the fila jogging suits, putting the big ropes around me, taking me to the fights. We had houses in Vegas. You know, this whole lifestyle was like, you know, having money was what I seen them doing. They was having money. You know, my mom, my aunts, everybody around them, they friends, everybody was having money. So that's you know, I thought you supposed to have money, right? You know, then I seen it all get taken away from them.
When your mom left.
Yeah, so I seen all the money go away and people go to prison and the lifestyle change and, you know, so then that was kind of like a hold up. You know what I'm saying? What's going on here? And
did that make you want to be a rapper more or make you want to make more money to get it back?
Nah. I don't think that made me want to be a rapper more because at that point, I don't even know if I understood that rapping could make money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It made me probably want to be a hustler more, or it made me want to be the man of the house more. It made me want to put my mom in a better position after I seen her go from driving Benzes and stuff like that to the car she was driving. You know, I think it was like a blue Cavalier or something. The seat broke. It was like, you know what I'm saying? It was like you know, it was a whole different lifestyle. So to me, and she never said this to me out of her mouth, but to me, I looked at her like that was an uncomfortable situation for her. So at a very early age, I wanted to change that. You know, then I seen my brother try to change it. And I seen him go to prison. And then, you know, I wanted to change it. So so that made me start taking whatever I was doing serious.
Yeah. You went to Tennessee State and your mom said she wanted to force you because she wanted you to major and you went for a semester, I believe, and did business.
Actually, I went to Southwest Community College.
Southwest Community
I tried
College.
to go to Tennessee State.
Okay, mom said you went to Tennessee, but you went to community college for a semester.
So, you know, one of the things I wanted to do was graduate for my mom because I would have been I was the first, you know, my bigger brother didn't finish school. So, and my mom didn't play by school. If you lived in her house, you woke up, you went to school. If you were sick, you didn't leave the house. So if you want to play sick, you sick, cool, stay in the house. And we didn't want to be in the house, so we'll go to school even if we were sick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we won't be outside.
Yeah.
You dig? So, you know, that was something I wanted to do at the time. You know, thinking back, it wasn't even for me. I wanted to do that for her. I just wanted to finish school because it was so easy to drop out of school. You know, everybody around me in the environment I was living in, nobody was focused on finishing school. So it was the easiest thing for me to do to not finish. But I really wanted to, you know, to do that for her, and I done it. And then I wanted to go to TSU. I applied, and they denied me. So I went to Southwest Community College because I heard that if you do a semester in a community college, you can then transfer up there to Tennessee State. But I never made it to Tennessee State.
But you was majoring in business for that one.
Yeah.
What was your, at that point, if you had put hip hop or rapping aside, like, did you want to be a businessman? Is that what you were going to sue for?
Yeah, businessman, entrepreneur.
Yeah. Did you know what that mean? I was asking Pharrell. He says he even know what that word meant.
But I was already a businessman, actually.
Yeah.
At that time, you know, a businessman without the degree.
Yeah.
Or without the paperwork. You know what I'm saying? So, I guess I was just trying to go see the other side of, you know, the what else I don't know.
Yeah. One of the things that impressed me when your mom was talking was that she said she had purchased tickets to a hip hop show. It was like two stories actually. Your first rap or your first concert. Your mom, your sister show up. You said if they come in, you're not getting on stage.
Yeah,
she said it's because maybe you were going to have profanity and you didn't want to hear it. Is that what that was?
Yeah, I didn't like my mom listening to my music early on or none of that because, you know, I'm a big person on respect.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I know what I was talking about. I ain't even wanted to hear it. You know what I'm saying? So that's probably what she was speaking about because I ain't like her to listen to the music and come to the shows or nothing like that because,
Yeah.
I was talking wild.
Yeah. But she did hear it, and then she came and you was like, "Can you tone it down? You don't got to tell everything." But you was just speaking what you know.
Yeah, if I had, it's music is a expression of life, so
Yeah.
all imagination. So
Yeah. The second story was she said she had got you some tickets, right? It was a big show, and she thought you was gonna love them, and all of a sudden she go to present you the tickets. You say, "Nah, Mom, I don't want to go. I want to be on the stage. I don't want to be in the crowd." What show was that? And I thought it was a Jay-Z show. Was that Jay-Z show?
I don't think it was a Jay-Z show, but they took me to a couple shows. Like I used to go to New Edition shows, and I remember going to a couple shows that I actually went to with my aunt and them. And like I said, I was just fascinated with hip hop and the artistry. So, after a couple shows, it wasn't the first show, but after a couple shows, I was kind of like, nah, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
So, the concert, I can't remember the exact artist, but I remember it was at the Orpheum, I think, in Memphis, when I was like, nah, I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna perform in there one day.
You want to be on stage?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who was you studying at that time? I mean, I know you said 3-6 was some fans, and then, Al Capone back then, 8-Ball, MJG, Memphis Legends.
I think I studied everybody, I feel like a little bit, because I want to know what they was doing. Anybody that I seen that people like that, I want to know why people like you.
Yeah.
What is it, right? So some music that I didn't personally, it wasn't my style of music that I like, but I still, listen to it to try to figure out what's the components that people taking away from this that I may not like, that I need to know about. So I used to, I would listen for that. But I liked it, 8-Ball, MJG, of course, because they were doing storytelling, music and stuff like that.
Coming Out Hard. It's one of my favorite tracks.
And Juvenile.
Yeah.
Juvenile, Cash Money. And we were listening to Jay-Z like early. And being from the South, like me and my crew, we was riding around in the J record talking about, damn, I just shot my brother. Ran off in the night like they want my brother.
Yeah.
Like I remember riding in a Galante. You remember what them cars is?
Yeah, Mitsubishi.
Yeah, we in a Mitsubishi Galante. Man, well, Lord knows what's in the car. You feel me? Yeah. Listening to Jay-Z.
The Galante or the Diamantes.
I just shot my brother, you know what I'm saying? Like, I remember that like it was yesterday with no idea that I would ever meet Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Or, do business with him or do anything with him, you know what I'm saying? But, with hustler music, I feel like I was on hustler music when a lot of people was on like rah-rah music. You know what I mean? Just like, wow. Nah, for some reason, I just gravitated to like the get money music.
Yeah. Again, man, thank you for inviting us to your house. It's not so much to get into more, but early in your career, once you figured out you had the hits and you were going through, I think it was TVT, and you meet with Baby and Slim and Cash. What information are you processing at that point? When you're down there and you're watching them build Cash Money, you're studying Master P, like what information are you processing as a hip hop artist?
Well, what I was doing at the time was kind of lucrative for me, right? And not knowing any real artists that was really like successful, like personally knowing them, and for some reason, and it may be still like that today, but for some reason there was a stigma that people thought that like, oh, if you was in the street, you having money, the rappers ain't really having money for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, for some reason, I don't know where it came from, but like, that you thought everybody's stuff was rented in the cars, everything you seen on MTV and BET was fabricated, right? So I think for me, going around Cash Money was the realization of, nah, shit real. You know what I'm saying? Because I went around Baby and Slim and everything you ever seen in every video was in their driveway. You know what I'm saying? So I'm at the house, I'm staying at their house and I'm looking at, 10, 15, 20 cars in the driveway and I'm just around and that was the first time that I realized like, nah, the rap game, like, is for real, like, So I think that was a pivotal moment for me because, sometimes seeing is believing.
Yeah.
So that was the first time that I was able to see and believe and know that, nah, it's real money in making music.
Yeah. I mean, listen, you proved me wrong, man. I was able to see and believe that a lime green Rolls Royce exists, right? And we pull up and one's sitting in your drive. Matter of fact, the guy comes past. I'm like, what is that? Is that I see your car collection, you know, and you have that album out right now. I showed you so. Great album, driveway furniture, man. You was sitting down talking about it, and as we pull up, all these cars is parked in your driveway, right? Including that lime green Rolls Royce. What is your favorite car out of all the ones we've seen?
At this point, probably the Phantom, you know, the OG Phantom, the big one, you know.
The black one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Over the lime green?
Yeah, that's like a fun car.
Yeah.
You know, I put together, I love cars, so I like to put cars together, different color coordinations, and do things that's different. You know what I mean? It's just my way of playing with cars. I was a Hot Wheel fan when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I used to collect Hot Wheels, and
Did you get the little track with the cars?
You know, I love cars, so you know that's one of my things.
Yeah. Listen, Gotti, you can give us one of yours when we leave. Gift, Christmas gift. You feeling in the holiday spirit, you know? You know. But listen, man, jumping into the business again, you know, CEO of CMG Records. When you look around, and I listened to a comment that Jermaine Dupri made, right? Jermaine Dupri, one of the more respected icons in music. And it was something he said earlier. He was asked about if Atlanta is still the center of music. And he says it feels like it's shifted to Memphis.
Yeah.
Atlanta's still great, but the talent pool is not what it once was from him.
Yeah.
But Memphis is where it's at now, right? You being where you are, positioned in Memphis, having CMG Records, artists down, coming from there, outside of there. But do you feel that that's true?
Yeah, I feel like the light on Memphis right now. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like the light moves. You know, it was on Atlanta, it was on Houston. You know, it's on Memphis right now. And I think probably what you're referring to is that, you know, artists from Memphis nowadays, you know, have a better shot likely of one of these major record labels picking them up. Yeah. When nobody looked at us at one point. You know, everybody, you know, went to Atlanta to look first. So I guess that's what he meant, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, but I think Atlanta got dope talent. Memphis, we just always had it just was overlooked for so long, but we always been great musicians, you know. The history of Memphis, soul and stacks and, you know what I mean? Like, it's a music town, so we always had the music. You know, people just didn't know, and then a lot of bigger cities would come, you know, taking the flavor. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? They would come and taking the flavor and putting their little sauce on it, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And taking it national, so, but you know, that's part of the game.
Yeah, I mean, listen, man, all the years I've been going to Memphis, I love it. Gus's Fried Chicken, man. You get that authentic feel down there. The music and going to the clubs, like you really feel it. When you look at Memphis today, right, in 2023, heading into 2024, what do you see?
You know, it's my hometown, so I feel like they develop in the city way bigger. You know, they spending more money on the city than when I was coming up. You know, high rises, different hotels. From the music scene, again, there's way more opportunity for artists to have better shots to come out of that. But, you know, Memphis still just Memphis to me. Yeah. It's still just home. You know, I know all the back roads, back streets. I know everybody. It's still just home to me. Yeah.
Again, into the business, when I say these names, man, just give me one word that pops to mind, right? And I'll start with Master P.
Icon, legendary, hustler.
Jay-Z.
Like Jay to me.
One word, Gotti.
Okay. The GOAT.
50 Cent.
50 Cent, he a legend.
Legend. Yeah. I say 50 because, you know, he was one of the people that stepped to you when you were talking about changing your name, right? CMG now, Collective Music Group. It once was Cocaine Music Group, and you said, hey, that was good then, but you had to pivot, right? Yeah. Business, sometimes you got to pivot, you got to change the image. Take me to that conversation what 50 said to you that allowed you to understand it was the right move.
Yeah, so I had, I think it was Chris Lighter introduced me to 50 before he passed, and I was talking to 50 one time, and he just, you know, I think it was around the time I was doing a deal with Epic Records, and we was talking about CMG, and he was familiar with the mixtapes, you know, the mixtape series and all that. And you know, 50. If anybody know 50, if he talked to you, right, he just volunteer information from you. I think if he like you, you know what I'm saying. So he was just used to tell me a lot of information, just things that I thought was valuable information and that I should use. You know what I'm saying. The things that he probably had, walls he had probably ran into early on that he probably seen that I probably could have ran into. So he was just giving me game that like, yo, you probably shouldn't do it this way and do that. So basically, he was just telling me that you should change the name from Cocaine Music because you may scare the corporate people.
Yeah.
And I had never thought of that, and I'm like, yeah, he probably right. You know what I'm saying? So he like, you still rap about what you want to rap about. You move how you want to move, but just make sure on paper though, you need to make sure your business like clean and that, because you don't want to like, scare. The farther you get up, you don't want to scare the people. Yeah. On first impression, and they hear the name Cocaine Music, it's like, oh, we already don't want to,
crime, yeah.
Do business with you. So that was a good piece of advice. 50 gave me a valuable piece of advice.
Do you share that with your artists now?
Yeah, of course. I think like I said, information. If you pick up information, you pass it down.
The word valuation keeps on popping in mind when I talk about you now, because apparently you're into valuations and taking classes about it. And I'm just going to read you a couple of numbers, right? 500 million, right? That was what Bruce Springsteen's catalog sold for. Bob Dylan, right? 400 million. That's what you said. When you hear big numbers, you pay attention, right? Yeah. Looking long term, what's the plan for CMG? I mean, is this eventually, you own, do you sell, or do you keep it in, wealth, build wealth, legacy? What's the plan for CMG?
I don't know right today. I got the exact answer. What I do at the end.
Still got to process it.
Yeah, but what I do know is that we come out on top. I do know we come out on top. I do know that we not one of the stories of, what they had and could have been, and what I'm saying, and how they fumbled the ball. That's absolutely not happening. Yeah. So all these guys you talking about, I studied everybody. I watched everything. I watched, Aveen story. I watched the Geffen story. I watch everybody, P, Rough Riders, Murder Inc. Anybody that done it, on different levels. I watched everybody's story, and I just, I watch it for my own study to know what people done the right way, what people done the wrong way, and I do all that to make sure when it get to our turn that we come out on top regardless.
With that said, though, a couple more things to let you get out of here, because you're a CEO. You're busy, right? Yeah. But when you look at that, they may not have fumbled the ball, but I look at empires in music, and they always go through some turbulence before they eventually break. Jay and Roc-A-Fella, the history's there. G-Unit has some problems. You see the history. No Limit, same thing. Cash Money, same thing. How do you avoid that? How do you avoid the human being stuff that takes down empires?
I look at them as two different things, right? Because I look at them, when you talk about the human being things with me and my brotherhood with my artists,
And sisterhood too,
Say it again?
And the sisterhood too with the women,
yeah. With the artists, I look at that separate because no matter what happens, I hope that the relationship stays intact, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't just look out for my best interest, I look out for our best interest. So when I'm talking to my artists, I tell them, this is what I'm going to do, and this I'm going to exit. And this is what I think you should do, and you should do this so that you moving with me along the same side. So I feel like my job is to give you the game and give you the information on how we're going to do this, right? And if you happen to choose a different path, that everybody, grown men, grown women, they can do what they want to do. But I think the human thing is like, for me, it's always do right by the artists I work with. Yeah. And the other part is the turbulence on me being sharp with the business ain't happening, because I'm already on that. I'm already on the ideal of like, because I look when I say the two different things, I look at that of me and the business that I do with the partnership with the labels or whoever that I'm doing business with. You know what I'm saying? And because I feel like the people who I don't want to say fail, but the people who didn't have the right information at that point was because they didn't have the right information. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like I look at like if you look at our parents, right, and you say they gave us the best information they had. You know what I'm saying? So it may not be as much information as we know today, but it was the much information that they had and they gave to us.
Right.
So I think some of these other labels and from the stories that I watch, I think they was playing with the best information that they had, and nobody had gave them better information to help them exit in a different manner. Yeah. They may not had a Roc Nation and a Jay-Z to talk to like I did. They might not have a 50 Cent to tell them to change the name to this. They may not have the experience to run with Cash Money and Birdman for years and years to see for yourself what they was doing, and decide for yourself what was, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know what everybody was playing with, but I know the information that I was able to see and the relationships that I was able to build and the information I was able to get, that I'm gonna make sure that at the end of the day we come out on top.
Yeah. Jay-Z, again, you mentioned him. He's a mentor for you, a guy who you rely on. What's the biggest piece of advice he's taught you about the business side?
Man, it's too many. It's
What's
too
your favorite
many.
one, or one maybe you still think about today?
And it's too many, man. And I honestly feel like the biggest thing, information, is what he showed me. You know what I'm saying? He showed me that somebody from Marcy that come from a lifestyle like I came from, could build a Roc Nation and could buy $100 million houses on the ocean and could, can be a company that put together the Super Bowl halftime and, you know what I'm saying? Like all these things accomplished. These things he showed me because I'm watching and I'm, you know what I'm saying? Like whether I'm in the room or out the room, the things that he showed me is possible to do. You know what I'm saying? Starting from where he started from, which is likewise from where I started from. That's probably the biggest thing that he, that I got from him. Yeah. And I got that from him, like I said, not even just him physically telling me that, him just showing me that it's possible, that anything is possible.
He became a sports owner, like you are too, right? You got
Exactly.
the MLS field.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like, he just showed me a lot through his actions. Of course, he told me a lot of great things too, a lot of powerful things, a lot of valuable things. But another thing I picked up from Jay is focusing on your impact, not just the money. What your impact is, how many people you can help. How many people you can help along the way. How much change you can help change. How many people you can pull up. How many people you could, voiceless people you can speak for. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother rich in itself.
And you guys did that with the Mississippi State Prison, right?
Yeah. So that's why I call Jay the GOAT, because it ain't just about what he accomplished financially. It's about the whole impact. I think that's where I'm at now. I think I'm at a point where when I wake up in the morning, I don't think about how many more millions can I make. I think about how much more impact can I cause. You know what I'm saying? How many more people could I help? How much more things I can learn to pass down. That's the reason why I go back to school and do stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Jim Collins, man, wrote a great book, right? Good to Great. I don't know if you ever read it, right? Being a Businessman, I hope you do, is one of the best business books ever, right? Teaching people how to go from good to great, businesses to go from good to great. What is the difference between good information and great information?
The difference between good information and great information, man, that's a good one. Good information and great information, right? Good information to me will be leading somebody to how to make the money. Great information will be financial literacy, teaching them how to keep the money or letting the money grow itself. Because again, that's some of the things that nobody teaches us. You know what I'm saying? I consider myself a pretty smart person. Even in high school, I made straight A's. I mean, I could have not went just because of the activities in the environment I was in, but doing the work was actually never an issue. I made straight A's. You know what I'm saying? But still, I was a multi-millionaire, and nobody had taught me about financial literacy. I just had the money. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's things I tell my artists now. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to, what we investing in, not, what new chain you got, a new car you got, like what we putting the money in. And when endorsement deals come into us, forget what they trying to pay us. How can we get equity in the company? There was a deal I just did with Glow where they came on to do some promo stuff, and I was telling Glow, like, let's take the money and put it back in the company because the company is growing. I did the due diligence on the company. You know what I'm saying? This company it's a cosmetic company, but the company is growing. Is growing at a good rate. How do we get into the company? And I was able to, go and broker that deal where, she was able to get into the company, and I bought into the company on top of that because we believed in it. To me, that's great information. Good information is me helping her on a music level to become Glorilla and be successful. You know what I'm saying? But great information is for me to help Gloria, you know what I'm saying, be with financial literacy and making the right investment. So beyond Glorilla career, that she's financially successful as a person, as Gloria. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think things like that, because and passing along those things again, because the Desirees and the Jay-Z's put me in rooms to talk to me like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's another example of taking information and passing it along to your people.
Yo, Gotti, Mario Mims, thank you so much for the time, my brother. Happy holidays again, right? And I hope that I get some of this good information because I want a lime green Rolls Royce too, man. It wouldn't be nice to have that. The upkeep is probably bad, but I would like that too, man. So much success for you 2024 and the next 20 years, man. Hopefully CMG can be around the same way Motown is around and Def Jam is around. Hopefully CMG can be around for the next 20.
Yeah. We'll be here.
I know.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, man.